How are you?
Hi, how are you?
Good.
All the days are running together.
I know. Days, months, it's all the same.
In COVID quarantine for what now? 8 years?
Yeah, something like that.
Like it. Okay, it's recording. We will have some people jump on. I'm going to mute my line. Supposed to be going to bed. Okay, I'm going to go and get started and there's Stacy here, so she can get started. We don't want to keep you guys tonight. A little bit of a crazy week with summit trainings and all of that. Can you believe we're supposed to be heading to New Orleans this week? It blows my mind. I'm sad that we're not going to, but it's just such a crazy time. But anyway, we have the absolute privilege of having one of the best in the business, not just on our team, but in the business. She is amazing. Stacy Kleppel, you know who I'm talking about. Month in and month out, she's at the top of our team in terms of volume, in terms of Success Club points. She is a rock star in terms of consistency and retention. She takes care of her people. She shows up and has a very, she's very dialed into her market, and she knows who she is, and her brand is, like, you can look at her page and you know who Stacy is, you know what she stands for, and she attracts those kinds of people, awesome people. And anyway, she was a premier coach. She's a 2-star diamond lifetime. She's a premier coach last year. Was it last year? 2019. Anyway, just she has it. She gets it, and she has so much knowledge to share with us today. So she really is like one of the absolute best. So I hope you guys learn a ton from her, and I hope you plan to take some notes, because I always say it, that success leaves clues. People always think there's like some hidden thing to magic to this business. There's not. People like Stacy are more than happy to tell you how she does it. You just have to listen, and you have to actually implement what she tells us. So anyway, I'm going to turn it over to Stacy now, and take it away.
Well, thank you so much for all that. I'm a little bit nervous after all that. So Corey asked me to do this call, and she said, we'll talk about something, that you want to share, something you're good at. And so I went to my team and I said, what am I good at, guys? And they said, well, talk about food. And I was like, well, I do like to eat, but I'm not sure that's really where this is probably going to need to go. And so someone, it was Andrea, she said, well, you're really consistent with your Success Club points. Why don't you share that if you know how you do that? And she said that because she knows that in the back of my mind, like, I intuitively do what I need to do each month, but I've never actually sat down and thought of the game plan that I use. And I really wanted to be able to do that because I wanted to be able to share that. And so this has been good for me too. So I am going to be sharing with y'all kind of just my methodology of what I do for Success Club each month. But I also, more importantly, and really going alongside that, I want to kind of reframe success and take it back to the heart of coaching. Because I really think if you're aiming for Success Club, you need to be aiming for the right things, the heart of the matter. I mean, really what we do as coaches, we're encouragers, we're servers, we stand by our people, we connect with them, we have relationships with them. The Success Club, the Power Hour, if you've ever heard me train on the Arete monthly training call, I always bring back the Power Hour back to relationships. It's not just sitting down and, okay, I got my invites, I got my follow-up. There's people behind that and opportunities to bless and serve. And I always say sometimes those conversations turn to Beachbody and sometimes they don't. But so as I kind of go through this list, I just kind of want us to be thinking in the back of our head, kind of relationally, what it means. And then also too, I just want to say, to be a successful coach, like we have a lot of different kinds of coaches on our team. We have discount coaches who they're making a change for their life and their family, and they're doing it in the most economical way possible. And we love and honor having them on our team. We have hobby coaches who maybe they're not interested right now in building a business, but their heart is to coach. And some of my favorite coaches, that's what they do, y'all. They are faithful, they are diligent, they lead by example. They are major pillars in my team. And then we have builders. And so Success Club, if you are a builder, or even if you're a hobby coach and you just want to reach more people, but especially if you are a builder, Success Club should be something that you're striving for. It's a benchmark in our business for a reason. It does help you to grow your business. If I did not have Success Club to kind of reach for each month, I would not be reaching and helping the amount of people that I am. So Success Club kind of keeps you on track. There's lots of fun perks, right? I mean, we've got the Success Club trip. We've got different things that come along with Success Club. If you're an Emerald coach, and you should be, you need to get to Emerald. If you're not Emerald, it's real simple, one coach on each leg. Get to Emerald and get Success Club, because Beachbody will give you free leads at Success Club 5 and free commission at Success Club 10. So there's a lot of benefit to doing this. But there's a lot of different ways of being successful too. So just want to keep that in mind as I go through my list too. Okay, so I started thinking, okay, what is the first thing that I do when I think about my month? And that's exactly it. I think, and I have a list of 10 things. If you're a note taker like me, I'm a huge list maker, note taker. I have a list. So these are all questions. They're all questions you can kind of ask yourself. And I know a lot of you guys are already doing this, and you've probably heard some of these things before, but for me, just hearing from someone else, usually it sparks something in me that I can grab one thing and really run with it. So here's my list. The number one question here is, where will your Success Club's points come from for the next 3 to 6 months? So especially in the next 3-month range, I sit down, I have so many spirals. I wish I could show you I don't know, maybe 100 by now. I have spirals everywhere. I make a lot of lists, but I will sit down and I'll think, where are my Success Club points going to come from for this month, for next month, for the next month? And so a lot of that's program driven. Right now, muscle burns fat is huge. I knew my Success Club points were going to come from that. I know that next month, that's probably where they're going to be coming from, and probably even the next month. But there have been months where maybe we didn't have a new program launch, and I just thought about my people, and I thought, you know what? I think a 2B group would be good. And so sometimes it's just kind of planning that out. The way my team does challenge groups, and I know we all do it differently, but we always start we call them our regular groups, our special groups. But they always start the second Monday of the month, so that we have that whole first week to work on Success Club and getting people ready. And that way we have the rest of the month to help those people get started, to work on team, to think about coach sneak peeks. But we really try to push. So when you're thinking about your month and where your Success Club points are coming from, think about programs, think about when you want to start your groups, and coordinate that. Like for Muscle Burns Fat right now, our customer launch it starts on the 27th. And what we decided to do with Andrea's downline, we are going to be starting it, I think it's the 3rd, the next Monday, for 2 good reasons. One, a lot of people will be doing nutrition for the first time. or they have tried one or nutrition programs and not the other. So they need that week. And that also gives us some time in August to work on Success Club points, because there will be people interested that just don't get signed up by July. And so we think in the back of our head, okay, how are we going to work on August Success Club points? And so just mapping that out. Do you know where your Success Club points are going to come from for at least the next 3 months? And the second thing is, are you syncing your social media posts with your personal invites? Because the two feed each other, and the two have to go hand in hand. You cannot just do social media posts. I don't care if you work out every day. Even if you have an amazing transformation, that'll only carry you so far. You've got to be in conjunction doing those personal invites. And they really do need to go together, because the people who you're inviting most likely are seeing those posts. And so they're going to be familiar with what you're asking. And when you invite them to a group, they're going to think, oh yeah, I remember she was talking about that. Or the other way around, when they see that post, they're going to go, oh, that's what she was inviting me to. So making sure that those go together. Say that you can't just invite people, you've got to be showing them on social media too, or in real life, wherever your people are, whoever you're reaching, you've got to be showing them what you have. So just making sure that those go together. Also, so that they do feed off of each other. Your invites to your call to action, when people respond to those, you can then invite, most of us know you can go and see, who's liked or commented on your call to action post. And those are then the people that you're going to reach out to. But it works the other way around too. When you're having personal conversations with people and you hear objections that maybe you hadn't thought of before, like, I think muscle burns fat is too hard, or I think Shakeology is too expensive. Whatever it is that you're hearing in your personal conversations, you can then make a post that's kind of proactive and addresses that in social media. So just making sure that those two go hand in hand. Making sure you're not just Beachbody, right? And that's important, not just so that we don't look salesy, but if people think that you're not doing the same thing they are, they're not going to relate to you. If my market is busy moms. If I don't show that I'm doing the mom thing and that I have kids that are involved in activities, then they're not going to know that they can do it too. So making sure that you're showing on social media everything that you've got going on in your life, so that, like Corey said, you can attract the people who are like you, because those are the people you're going to be most likely to help. The third question I have is, what are your people experiencing right now? So in the back of your mind, how can you help these people? Quarantine. What can we do to help people in quarantine? A lot of people's gyms are closed. A lot of people are going crazy. They have quarantine weight. There's lots of ways that you can help people, but you have to think, where are they? Some people are traveling. Like it might your niche market. I mean, they might be social distancing in other places. I mean, you just have to know where your people are. When school comes, there's going to be a lot of, some people are still, their kids are going to be at home. Some people, they're doing like a combination. Some people will be going back, but be thinking, where are those moms? Or, that's my niche market. So I keep talking about moms, but just think about wherever your people are. If there's a holiday coming up, are they worried about making, healthy dishes, or do they just want to learn the freedom of being able to eat holiday food and not fall off track? But just thinking about, where are your people? Number 4, do you have a list? This is so important. Yeah, you see, I'm a list person, but I keep lists of people to invite for this month and for next month, because as you're having conversations with this month people, a lot of those people will go to the next month because they're not ready for whatever reason. So always in the back of my spiral here, I start a list for the next month. And I think, okay, who are the people that I want to invite? So there's a couple of people I want to address here. One are newer coaches. If you're a newer coach, there are pros and cons to being a newer coach and being an older coach as far as making a list. If you're a newer coach, you don't have that customer base yet, but the advantage is that you haven't talked to anybody. These are all fresh people that you get to talk to. And we have the memory jogger. If you're not sure what that is, reach out to your upline and they'll help you get the memory jogger. And there's a lot of great PD too about like I hate saying the title, but Get Over Your Damn Self, is a great book for thinking about where you are in life and where you can find your people. So start with a list there. If you're brand new, you can look at your Facebook friends. Start with the A's and go work your way down, and just make a list of who you want to invite. If you've been doing this for a while, the pro is that you've probably earned a lot of people's trust already, and you have current customers. So you can go through, you can ask people who've joined you before, you can look at accounts and see whose renewals are coming in. I do that every single month. You always want to see when your renewals are coming in, because a challenge pack is always the best option for them. So that's always a good thing to do. But you do have to work from a list. I don't care how long you've been coaching, or if you use a physical list or use Teamsy or use an app, whatever, you've got to be working from a list so that you know what to do each day. And I want to speak to newer coaches. This all gets easier with consistency. And the people that you're reaching, it becomes more of a warm market. Like, I do very few cold calls where I would say, hey girl, was thinking you might want to join me. Because you have people who are looking at your social media, you've had prior conversations, and all that comes with doing this with consistency. So if you're just starting, don't think, wow, this is just so hard, I don't know if I can do it. Just keep going, and you'll get to the point where this doesn't feel quite as hard. So it's still work. We still have work to do every single day. Like Corey says, she whacks the tree every single day. We have to do that. We need that consistency, but it does get easier with time. Okay, where was I here? Number 5. Are you investing in your customers? This can mean different things depending on where you are. I'll just tell you some crazy stories that I've done. Okay, I'll start here. You should at least be sending your customers who buy challenge packs from you a written thank you card, like at a minimum. They need Nordstrom service. They need to know that you're different from a lot of the other MLMs out there, that you're not just out for a sale, that you're there for the long run, and that you care about them, and that you took the time to do that. So it costs a stamp. You should do that for anyone who purchases a challenge pack. What I like to do little gift bags, maybe a beach bar, maybe some Energize, something so that they can try the products. I will tell you, over time, I've never had this not pay back financially as well. When I look at the people that I've sent beach bars to, Energize to, whatever the little gift bags that I send to, those people will buy those. They love them. Our products are amazing. And so getting them in their hands only is going to help you too. But the funny story I was going to tell y'all, when I first started coaching, I literally bought, like, everybody who bought a challenge pack got a Fix It cookbook from me. Okay. I don't recommend doing this. I don't do this anymore. It's kind of crazy, but I just want to show you the heart that I feel like we should be excited for our customers, and we should really want to help them. This is another crazy thing that I've never admitted really before, but when I would have new customers that wouldn't get their Shakeology in time for a challenge pack, I would give them Shakeology. I would drive all over town, and I would give them like 5 packets of Shakeology. It was crazy. It was like $20 worth of Shakeology that I would just give away. Again, these are not things I'm saying that you should do, but just be thinking outside the box. What can I do to show my people that I care about them? I think a thank you card or a gift or a little small gift box is totally sufficient. But just be investing in your people. Don't be afraid to invest financially. I really do think it comes back if you're able to do so. Invest time, check on your people, but just be investing in them. Number 6, are you viewing your power hour as a way to impact? I want everyone to love their power hour. It should not be something that you're like, oh gosh, I gotta do my power hour, gotta check the boxes. It should be something that we do with diligence, but something that you can really be excited about. There's a lot of joy in what we do in coaching if we go about it in the right way. If you start your power hour by saying, I like to pray. I like to say, Lord, lead me to who I can impact today, who I can help, who I can bless. And sometimes I get into these crazy conversations with people on Instagram or wherever I am. And sometimes I just end up praying for people. Sometimes they just reach out and they start telling me stories. And I love that. I love that I have that opportunity. And I consider that to be a gift. And so it doesn't always lead to that. And that's okay, because that my power hour isn't just about making a sale. And that's what fills my cup, is being able to talk and connect with other people. And that's why I say we need to reframe success and Success Club, because it really is so much more about the joy that we have in what we do and in serving others. So just kind of thinking about your power hour and how you think about it, and maybe just think what can I do to reframe how I think about my power hour if I'm not enjoying it. Maybe, like we've talked, I've said the word impact a few times. Think of it that way. Think of it as you have the opportunity to go and impact somebody today, and that should light a fire in your coach's heart. Okay. I don't have my glasses, so I'm like straining here. Number 7. Are you following up to show that you care? So I've always heard the fortune is in the follow up, but you know what? Caring is in the following up too. And I'm sure if you've been coaching for any length of time, you've had somebody say, "Thank you for not giving up on me." I have heard that so many times. And I remember the first time I heard it, because it kind of set me back a little bit. I was just worried that I was bugging people. I was like, I've already reached out to this person, maybe they're not interested, or, here I am reaching out to them again. But by and large, I have always had people say, "Thank you so much for checking back with me. I've been wanting to do this and I just got busy, or it wasn't the right time. But thank you for not giving up on me." So especially if you're a newer coach, don't be afraid of following up. I've told this before, but I wouldn't be here if Jessie didn't follow up with me. We had talked about me doing PIO, and then, she sent me a link, and I just was in mom world and wanted to do it. I had no objections. I just didn't get to it, and really didn't make it a priority to do so. And so she followed up with me a few times, and then here I am, five years tomorrow, y'all. 5 years is my anniversary tomorrow. But anyway, my whole life would be different if my coach hadn't followed up with me. Actually, my son, I'm just totally going off topic, but my son was saying today how he feels like we're just all like more active and healthy in the way we eat and all that and everything. Anyway, do not be afraid to follow up with people, because you are changing lives. You are absolutely changing lives all over the place. So just be excited for that, and don't be afraid. Okay. The next thing, number 8, are you taking care of your group? So this is the first thing that I do every single morning. The first thing that I do. I get out of bed, I find my glasses, and I get my Energized, and I check on my group. I want to make sure that the content is there, but I love to go and look at their check-ins. I will comment on every single person every single day. I never miss a check-in, ever. 365 days a year, I will do my check-in. And I tell my coaches, and this is something my team is amazing at, y'all. My team is amazing at check-ins, because we have drilled this in. And this is the heart and soul of your group. This is how you get to know your people, how you get to help them, how you coach, showing up for them. It's just so super important to do your check-ins and to make sure that they have content there. This is where you're going to get retention. This is where you're going to get people who buy multiple challenge packs for you, throughout the months and years. They will keep coming back to you if they're getting results and they're feeling cared for. Another thing is, when you are checking in with your group, that gives you ownership. Like, even if you're not the lead coach, or you're not the one who's adding content or setting up the group, if you're in there and you're checking on your people, you can confidently get on your invites or your social media and say, "My group is rocking. listen to what listen to what the people in my group are saying. You can say that. You can take ownership because that is your group. Those are your people. Even if you're just a beginning coach. So make sure you're participating in your groups. To me, that is the heart and soul of everything that we do, and everything spirals outside of that. That's where we get excited and we make changes and we actually do the work that we've been hired to do. So groups are super important. Number 9, are you sharing your journey? I always say, if I'm short on Success Club points or I'm worried about it in any way, there are always 2 things that I always say to do. I share my personal transformation. I will find some, I'll do if you see a transformation post of me, it's usually because I feel like I'm struggling, because I don't like to put pictures of me up. But y'all, it's so effective for people to see where you were and where you are now. And I like how Corey framed it today in our Success Club thread, which again, if you hit Success Club 2, you get to be in. But she said, here's what you do. You say, here's where I was an X, I tried Y, and here is Z. Okay, so it shows where you were before, what you did, and how you feel now. And so personal transformation posts are huge. Like even graphically, I think it's important, like put the before on the left, put the after on the right. I'm pretty picky about it because that's how people see, that's how their minds work. And so try to, line them up and everything. But more importantly, are the words behind it to share your journey and where you've been. That is hugely effective to connecting with people, for them to relate to you. They will reach out to you. They will like and comment. You'll have all kinds of conversations. You can talk about programs. You can talk about eating. I mean, whatever is important to you and your people. So transformation posts and sharing your journey are always top of my list, especially if I feel like I'm falling short on Success Club. And then the next thing leads me to my last question, and it's, are you branching out for ways to connect? And that means going live. For me, that was a huge branching out thing. But that's the second thing I always tell people: if you're short on Success Club, do a transformation post and go live. And I will tell you, the first time I went live, y'all, I was so nervous. I got hot and sweaty, and there was like tunnel vision going on. I don't know what I said towards the end. I have no idea. But it gets easier. I don't get nervous at all anymore. But it was to break out of my comfort zone. But I will tell you, Facebook loves when you go live. I don't understand all the algorithms. They could change tomorrow. Maybe they changed yesterday, and I don't even know it. But I will tell you that when I go live, I get a lot more interaction from people. And I will go live about muscle burns fat too. I've been waiting to do that as we get closer to the customer launch. But for that one, I like it to be a little bit more polished, but I'm also finding that just getting on in the middle of the day and just being me is good too. So you'll find your rhythm with that. That is something new for me. Instagram was new to me 2 years ago. But I was like, you know what? That's how you're going to reach more people. You need to break out and try new things. So I don't know what that means for you and where you are, but don't be afraid to try new things to connect with more people. And I'm talking to myself here because I know I need to connect with more people, especially on Instagram. So I am still continually trying new things and listening to different trainings and learning. But that's kind of what I think when I sit down and think about what I do to make Success Club. This is kind of my list that I use. And that's pretty much what I have for tonight.
Thank you, Stacy. I am sorry, it's cold in my house. Y'all are like, why? It's like 100 degrees outside, but cold off in here. So anyway, that was amazing. And I think that it is so important to put it down like that in steps and figure out what it is we do, because people have asked me too, like, how do you get these numbers? How do you, whatever. And I'm like, I just do it, and I like, it's hard to really think about it in those terms. But I don't know if you guys have heard this or not. If you haven't, you need to take this to heart. You're only as successful in our business as far as you can duplicate yourself. So if nobody can duplicate what you're doing, you're never really going to be that successful. You're going to be as successful as the number of challenge packs you can sell, but your coaches are not going to be able to duplicate that success. And so it's really important in our world to figure out what it is you're doing and then teach it so they can duplicate that success, because it doesn't, I mean, that's our entire business. That's our business model. So we don't have the time or the bandwidth to help 1 million people. So we have to help our group of people, but then teach our group of people how to help their people, and so on and so forth. And you cannot do that unless you're duplicating. So it's so important to figure out what that looks like. Have your steps. No, I do the same thing when I'm like needing successful points. It's a transformation always. That's the number one thing. And it's generally not my own, but it's always telling the story and going to like felt like how I felt before, how I feel now. And that is like the number one way. So it's knowing those kinds of things. So not only can you hit it yourself, but you can teach your team to hit it, which is key. So it's not just about us having success. It's about teaching others to duplicate that success. So thank you so much for that. There was so much wisdom there. Did you guys, what were your favorite takeaways? Anybody want to jump on and share? Put you on the spot. Yeah, happy anniversary tomorrow. That's exciting. 5 years, that's a long time.
Yeah. I was looking at something the other day and saw the date there, and I was like, oh my gosh, it's been 5 years.
Yeah, I'm coming up on 8, and which is crazy because it's longer than I was a lawyer. And I'm just like, wow, I've been a coach longer than practice law. So it's nuts. Anybody want to share a takeaway?
I'll share.
Okay.
I thank you for reminding me about taking people's problems and creating a post with them. Sometimes I get so stuck because I get so brain dead and fried with everything going on that I forget, and I'm so unmotivated to post. So all I need to do is go back to a conversation, because those are happening all day long behind the scenes, and just grab one of their problems and just sort of put it into a post. So thank you. I wrote that down, got a big star by it, and that'll help me post the rest of the week.
Yeah, I love that reminder too. And I used to do it more than I do now. But so yeah, that was a great reminder. I used to have like a list of objections, and then just when I needed something to talk about, I would talk about one of those. So yeah, I need to do that more. Again, kind of fallen out of that habit. Anybody else have anything you want to tell us?
I do.
Oh. Hi, Sabrina.
Hi guys. Sorry, I'm sitting outside. I'm watering my grasslings, and Corey's freezing in there, and I'm like melting over here. So I keep turning off the video. It's still 102 here, but I like the get excited about the power hour. I mean, maybe it's because we Zoom together, me, Stacy, Andrea, a couple people on this call, and like I look forward to that time. I mean, I would say most of the time we're all working throughout the call, but we also like check in with each other. And, you know, I mean, it's not just about head down working, we're brainstorming too, you know, I mean, it becomes bigger than just one of us when it's all of us. Yeah. So.
Well, and I loved Andrea's action item last week. And if you haven't watched Andrea's video last week, you should go watch it. But her action video was that to find a small group of people to do this with. It's one of the biggest blessings that we have is our team and the relationships that we have. And yeah, I love our Zooms. I mean, I look forward to it. I mean, it makes it all fun.
Well, thank you so much. There were so many good takeaways. So hopefully you guys got a lot out of this like I did, and I will post the recording tonight as soon as that gets uploaded to YouTube. And you guys have an awesome evening. Check out the summit videos in the champions page if you haven't. Trent Shelton did one today on the roundtable that was like amazing. I was just like, notes, so many notes, and so much good stuff. Micah always brings it. Hers are always on point, especially Michael Folsom, especially for new coaches. So if you have a newer coach, have them watch Micah's for sure. Because hers put a lot of really good information for newer coaches. And then I haven't watched all of them yet, but I watched a couple of them today. So anyway, make sure that you're catching those when you're able to. But Anyway, I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Have an awesome night. Thank you, Stacy, so much. Bye, guys.
Bye.